How was your stream? What did you get on with? We're making double standard, double fried chicken. It's gonna be fun. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it was the first and the last date. It was a blind date. You got set up on a blind date where the date licked your forehead. Okay, first of all, who set you up on that date? Second of all, did you have words with said matchmaker later? Like, yo, who the fuck you set me up with? Oh, that's bad. Wait, I've never been on a blind date. Should I put that on my bucket list? Or my fuck it list? Should I go on a blind date? See how that goes? Thank you for the shout out to Ryan. How are you doing? What you frying? We are frying double standard, double fried chicken. So it's going to be double standard, double fried orange chicken. So we're going to make an orange sauce to go with it. Hopefully. I don't have a zest of an orange, but I can have a zest of a tangerine, I guess. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then we're drinking a watermelon slushie that may or may not have vodka in it. And chat's conversation has ranged all over from bullying to bad dates. Currently, we're talking about bad dates because I love talking about bad dates because I think that shit is hilarious. Speaking of which, I have a date tomorrow. My date tomorrow is with Warhammer. I've only been on one date with him, which was also a short coffee date. Our schedules just don't line up very easily, and he was on vacation in the British Isles for the past 2 weeks, so he just got back, and my schedule, I have the kids, I can't really go see him, so we're squeezing in a short coffee date tomorrow. It's only like an hour and a half long during lunchtime. So I have a date tomorrow with Warhammer. I call him Warhammer because he plays Warhammer 40K, but you look at him, you would never guess because he kind of reminds me of Henry Cavill, where he's like this gorgeous, meaty, beautiful man, and he's a giant ass nerd. My favorite type. The only zest the food needs is your commentary. Oh, Nick's bet, you're hilarious. Thank you. So Sear says, I did. She was a friend. I guess it was like a pity date because she wanted to go out with the liquor's friend. Was it a double date? Still. Oh, God. That's terrible. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Okay, so that is part of the reason why I don't even think first dates in my mind are actual dates. I consider them more like meetups. So we go, we get coffee or we get a beer at a brewery. The whole date usually only lasts I try to keep it around an hour, 2 hours tops. And I usually have somewhere to, I have a hard end time. Because I've been on so many, not necessarily uncomfortable or awkward dates, but ones where I knew very quickly, I don't feel that I want to continue this to a second date. And so, like with the ginger Wookiee, I knew in the first 5 to 10 minutes, I was like, yeah, no, nope. And I still had to proceed to spend 4 hours on this date with this guy. And so now I like to keep them nice and short. And then, if there's a vibe, if there's chemistry or whatever, then I will plan a real date and we'll go out to dinner or something like that. But I try not to do that anymore. I'm just going to put a bunch of these in here. And then we'll one by one do them. Get in there. There we go. Okay, that's a lot easier. Ryan says, it was good, thanks. Did a lemon ginger chicken with gravy. Lemon ginger chicken with gravy. What kind of gravy? Alfredo noodles and a garlic herb veggies and some can of butter ice cream. Oh my goodness. What's can of butter ice cream? I've never heard that before. That sounds delicious. Ryan, that's awesome. I keep wanting to call you Howie. Ryan Howie. I want to call you Ryan Howie. Wonderful. Are you going to eat all of that? Are you going to eat it all right now? I don't eat most of the stuff I make. I just make it for other people. This is my love language. And usually my love language goes to a homeless shelter because I like to make large batches of things. Orcs go faster with red. Good to know. Wait, what? I've not been on a blind date since. Lol, yeah, no, Okay, I would go on a blind date, but only if the blind date was was from one of my really close friends. If they're like, Kathy, we know you really well, and you need to go on a date with this guy. If they were just they thought it was a really good idea, I'd be like, fuck me, you probably know me better than I know myself. So in that situation, I would. But if it was just like an acquaintance or like a casual friend and they're like, oh, I have a person for you, I can almost guarantee I'm not going to, like, I am oddly particular. I don't care about like height, ethnicity, like income, job, like those things don't matter to me. But the things that do matter to me, I'm very particular on. So I know that most likely no one would be very good at setting me up on a blind date. Actually, a couple of my really close friends I think could do it, but that's it. Mix a can of butter. I've never had can of butter with ice cream. It was good. Kicking for sure. Sounds delicious. What up, Sushi? How are you? I haven't seen you in a hot ass minute, sir. Ooh, Sushi, how are you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go. I haven't even been on a double date in a long time. Haven't been on a double date. Haven't been on a blind date. Been on a lot of dates, though. I'm just very particular on which ones I go on. Oh, these guys are connected. Oh, well, I think we're just going to have to embrace that these two pieces of chicken do not want to leave each other. This is like Titanic shit right there. Kat says, I would only go on a blind date if my closest friend set me up. Yeah, if it's a really trusted close friend and they know you and they think it's a good idea, then sure. Also, if it's a close friend, you can flip them endless shit if the date goes poorly. Be like, what the fuck did you think? What were you thinking? Yeah, then you can just hang that over their head forever. But yeah, the funny thing is, like, none of my friends have single friends. I am the single friend. Everyone else is like partnered and either partnered and with kids or just partnered without kids, but most of my friends are partnered. I think me and one or two other girlfriends I have are the only single ones left. Or I guess I'm not left, I'm newly singled-ish. But everyone else is, yeah, they're all partnered up. Yes, Red Oaks. Hey, spotted another 40K player. Okay. So Weasel is 40K, Keen is 40K. I don't know anything about 40K. I just know when it comes to nerdness, 40K nerds are top tier, which I respect. I just don't know anything about it. What if it's a double date and a blind date? So you had some support and a way out in case the goes tits up. Nick's bad. I like the idea, but kind of like what happened to Seer, you might just be used as fodder by your friend because they want to date the other person and you just gotta, like, I'm still gonna go on a bad date. My friend wants to just, yeah, I'm just the fodder. I don't want to be the fodder. But I don't know if my friend would, I don't think any of my friends would do that to me. Where it's just like, oh, I'll go on a date with you, but only if you bring a friend for my friend. We don't really do that at this age anymore. Okay. I think that's the first batch. We're going to double fry these. God, it's so much chicken. This is going to take forever. And we're going to run out of flour soon. Okay. We'll do one more plate, and then we'll start the frying. We had 375, which is good. It's going to take forever to turn that down. One more plate. Yeah, honestly, I'm an open-minded person. If I was set up on a blind date with a friend, I think just for shits and giggles, I would go. Yeah, I'll try anything once, usually twice. That's the exact kind of friendship I have with this person. Okay, makes sense. So she is chilling, just got home a bit ago. How you be, Kathy? Oh, it's been a weird day. Yeah. I'll tell you more about it later, but and I told Chad a bit about it, but I just found out yesterday, so I've been in a weird mood that my son has been bullied almost on a daily basis and been assaulted by these two bullies at school for damn near 4 months, and he didn't tell anyone because the bullies coerced him not to, is my thought, because of something he said. Anyways, so now their father and I have to go take down the school system because they're not treating it like the serious issue it is. And so, God, it's been a really stressful. There might be like lawyers and shit that have to get brought in, but all in all, I'm doing pretty well. Have a date tomorrow, which is kind of exciting because I haven't seen him in like fucking almost 3 weeks because he was on vacation. So that's nice. All in all, life's pretty good. Can't complain too much. Good, just going on is getting slowly taken care of one day at a time. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. One day at a time. It's the exact type of friendship I have. This cat. For me, said friend and her other half double date took off to do their own thing, and then you got stuck. See, that's what I'm scared of. If I do the double date thing, who's to say my friend? My friends are usually pretty good at not ditching me, but I don't know. But honestly, I've been through so many bad dates that I feel, or like uncomfortable dates, or like usually I can find a way to make the best of it. I think I would go if I got set up on a blind date. I don't know. My free time is limited. It'd have to be a pretty good friend. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it has to be a pretty good friend. But boys don't talk about that. Don't talk about. Oh yeah, boys don't talk about getting bullied. Yeah. Sounds fun though. Friend for a friend. Hit me up at bowling with some beers and wings. Yeah, I think if it was a fun double date, I'd totally be down for that. If we were doing like bowling or going to like some sort of event thing, yeah, that'd be okay. Now, if it's a double date and it's just like awkward dinner conversation, I'm less enthusiastic about that. Years ago, learned, but thank you. Yeah. How was the date last night? Last night's date? That's where I got the Kraken tentacle from. Yes, thank you for asking. Last night's date was great. Yeah. I had a date with Alaska. He came over. He's actually, he has met Jace before. But kids were down, they were passed out. And so he came over and we watched a zombie movie and we had sushi. And he was a very polite gentleman, didn't do anything untoward or inappropriate. It was a very chill night. Really, really good. He made me laugh a lot. So he got me that tentacle from the Kraken game that he went to. And he also made me that bouquet back there. It's Star Wars lightsaber chopsticks that light up. And then he has roses that are wound around them. And so he got me, and it's in a Chewbacca pint glass. He got that me for Star Wars Day. He made that. It's so cute. He's a nice guy. I really like him. But yeah, date went really well. We watched, so I let him pick the zombie movie and we were browsing Amazon Prime videos and it had one that was called Southern Fried Zombies or something like that. It was a ridiculous, cheesy beef zombie film and we had a blast. We were like MST3K, like as we were watching the movie, we're just doing this like ridiculous commentary with it. It was super fun. I had a blast. Yeah, he's a good guy. Years ago, lesson learned. So, do the uncles need to show up and persuade people in their best interests to get the kids in line? Oh, Sushi, you're so sweet. Yeah, Chat was saying that earlier. They're like, does Chat need to go and talk to the school administrators? Like, it's okay. Their father is on board, and he's going to have some words if they don't follow up with us soon with their plan. Because at this point, if they don't assure us that our son is going to be safe at school, we're going to have to pull Jace from school, which would suck because he has a lot of friends in school. It would suck to have to pull him, but for safety reasons, if these kids who have been bullying him since November and not only are they still bullying him, they escalated it and they're sneakier now. So we're going to have to pull him from school if the school can't assure us that he's going to be safe. And also, I'm just really irritated on how they're handling the whole situation because Jace is a boy, they're not taking it as seriously. But had these boys done to a little girl what they did to Jace, then like people would be acting very different about the whole situation. But because he's a boy, they don't seem to realize the weight of what these kids did to him. So Malin and I are fucking going to town on the school. And hopefully this will all wrap up soon. One step at a time sounds good. Cooperative movie heckling is the best. Oh yeah. That's like one of my favorite date nights is just, watching really like trashy reality TV or, like B movies and stuff and then just hanging out and having a good time. Lots of smart ass comments are the best. Okay, worst date ever had. Wait. Tell your son to throw them fists. My son can't do that. My son is the most gentlest soul ever. Not a mean bone in his body. If anything happens, he blames himself first and foremost. Like, he's just the sweetest kid there is. Worst date ever I had, says Weasel. My girlfriend dumped me as I paid the bill and then said I could still buy her stuff and I didn't think you would mind because you're so nice. And she was cheating on me. Holy shit, that's a bad date. Oh my God, that's a terrible date. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. I've heard a couple Tinder stories from my guy friends where they like, they say, oh no, dinner's on me, or like it's kind of implied. And then the girl orders another entree to take, like a really expensive one, to take home with her. And they always say like, oh, you're such a nice guy, or you're the guy, so it's your job to pay for the date. And then like, I mean, obviously they're not going to go give her a second date, but apparently that's a thing that girls our age still use. Like, I'm in my late 30s where they're still like, oh, well, you're the guy, you have to pay. Fuck that shit. Most of the time, my dates have to drive towards in my neck of the woods, so I usually pay for the date because I'm like, you drove all the way to see me in very limited window of time because that's the only fucking time I have available because I'm a single mom. So I usually been like, my treat. Malon's gonna have some words, I have no doubt. Yes, Malon already has some words. Yeah, MSC3K date is amazing. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it. One step at a time. That makes it worse. Yes. That's not cool. It is not cool. It's fucked up. What the school is doing is fucked up. He has friends. He should group up and jump the bullies. No. He does have friends, though. But all of his friends are the same. They're, like, very sweet. They're the nice kids. That's the part that's killing me is, like, these kids who are bullies, they picked out the nicest, sweetest, most harmless child in the entire, like the one who's also socially oblivious and really awkward. They targeted my kid specifically because he's the nice kid. I'm like, what kind of monster does that? What kind of person would go after Jace? Jace is the sweetest thing ever. He's best friends with everyone. He's best friends with the mailman. Like, and my son is actually scared of these boys. To one time, he actually woke up in the middle of the night crying, and I asked him what he was crying about, and he was saying he was having nightmares of these boys picking on him or hitting him. And I was like, oh, and I thought it was a flashback from when they did that back in the fall. No, turns out he was having a nightmare about them because they were still doing it. If anything, they got worse. And I didn't know because he didn't tell me. And the kids were so sneaky that they do it when no adults are looking. So no one knew Jace has been living in silent torture for the past, God, almost the whole fucking year. It's ridiculous. For sure, there will be wanting to get a crack at those people too. I had to deal with bullies. I had to deal with bullies at around Jace's age, but the school found out and put a stop to it. Yeah, so the school is doing something, supposedly, but yeah, like the part that really got to me was they were like, oh, we'll encourage the playground monitors we'll tell the playground monitors to encourage the boys not to play together. And I was like, what do you mean encourage them not to play together? My son is getting terrorized by these kids. He doesn't want to play with them. He's scared of them. So they should be they shouldn't even be allowed near him, encouraging them not to play together. I was like, what the fuck? No, these are assailants and they need to be like not allowed to be near my son unsupervised. And then the other part that really made me irritated was they sat all three of them down together to have a talk about, we keep our hands to ourselves and we don't touch other kids without their consent and all this other stuff. But they sat Jace down with the two boys who bullied him and put them all together. They put the victim with the perps. It's ridiculous. As if they're all on the same footing. And then also, Jace all this time didn't come forward, I believe, because of some of the stuff he said. He didn't come forward because he was afraid of being a tattletale. And then you fucking put him with the two kids and sit them all down. Like, it's ridiculous. We need more flour. Actually, we're going to fry these and then we'll do more flour. But yeah. It's like they don't know anything about, like... Yeah, and in some ways, I think they're like shaming Jason, or I feel like they're blaming the victim on some of the parts of this whole situation. I was like, that's fucked up, yo. Fucked up. So, yeah, Mama Bear mode, engage. Hi, DJs. What's up, Mama Silva? How are you? How's your younger brother? Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Hi, Kayla. Welcome in. Yeah, that is awful. I'm so sorry. Nick's bed, that's a horrible date. Hi, Jane. Welcome in. How are you? Oh, hell no. I don't mind paying for the food we eat, but you ain't taking extra food home. Charge that. Oh, yeah, no. I can't believe that's cheap. But it's funny because this oil is pretty hot. It's funny because that's like not the first time I've heard that. I've heard that happen to multiple guy friends where they go on dates and the girl just like expects them to pay for everything, and then not only do they take their leftovers home, they get an extra entree. It's just like, what the fuck? No. I don't want to be that girl. I never want to come off as that girl. So I always offer to pay my half. And usually, especially if they drove to my neighborhood, I will usually front the whole bill because I'm high maintenance to date. And you have to drive all the way here at weird hours of the day. When I'm 36, I'm 36. When I was in the 8th grade, I got bullied and stopped. And then in high school, I wouldn't let people bully anyone. Ow, that's very nice of you. Yeah. Yeah, my kid's so sweet. When there was a new kid in school who is now his best friend, Ryan's son, Ryan, one of my friends who comes here on stream sometimes, when his son was the new kid in school, my son was the first one who came up, was like, welcome, I'll be your friend. Like, he's just the nicest, wants to make everyone feel involved and everyone to feel important. He's the nicest